everybody. Welcome back to Silver Screen Cynics. This is our third mini-cast. This is Jared and Michael.
Hello.
Hello. And today we're going to be talking about our favorite foreign films. So that should be pretty fun, because I have a lot of favorites, but we'll just choose one in particular. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead, Michael, and let us know what your favorite foreign film is.
I would have to say the one that's sticking in my mind the most is one of the more recent ones I've seen, which is the Norwegian film Let the Right One In.
Ooh.
Yes.
Vampires.
For those of you who don't know what this movie is about a small kind of fishing town or village in Norway, and it's this little boy who's just bullied at school and lives with his mom, and he befriends this little girl at the same age, let's say. The movie plays out as he finds out she's a vampire. And it's just a really interesting movie because he has this relationship that they build together. But, I mean, they're little kids, so it's not like, ooh, she's like his new friend. Sounds very lame, like a Norwegian middle school version of Twilight, but it's not. It is quite awesome. It actually was remade, and it's called Let Me In, I think, which sounds not as good as Let the Right One In. Oh. Yes. I certainly thought it was very suspenseful.
Yeah, I loved how it painted a different picture of vampires, because we've been getting the same thing for like the past 10 years of just lame vampires, all the same story. I mean, granted, Twilight did paint a new picture on vampires too, because they sparkle. But
they run really like a PBS movie, just all like quick legs.
And they all have wires that make them fly in the sky while their legs are spinning frantically trying to run in midair. But anyways, but it was very interesting because you could almost take out the vampire aspect and it would still be a really good movie just because it dealt with the main theme. I thought was bullying and how this kid overcomes these bullies and learns to stand up for himself and stuff like that, which I thought was kind of cool. But you mix that in with the vampire theme, which was very strange, and it felt out of place, but it wasn't. Like, you'd think, oh, vampires don't belong in there, but it worked really well. It had some really amazing imagery, like the scene when the guy falls out of the hospital window, and you're just like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
By the way, I guess you could definitely classify this as the older schools, like special effects of horror movies and stuff like that. There's little to no like CGI. I mean, there might be a tiny bit, but
I wasn't noticeable.
In comparison, I think those are usually the most chilling, freaky movies, the ones that don't have any sort of crazy computer animated stuff.
Practical effects definitely have more potential for scariness. It's kind of like when you compare 28 Days Later to I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Because it's basically the same kind of concept, like this guy's like the last person on Earth kind of deal, but you've got these creatures running after Will Smith and they're completely CGI, and it takes the scariness out of it. You're like, oh, it's just a fake thing running after him.
Yeah, exactly. That movie was really suspenseful, and then when you finally see the like ghouls or the vampires or whatever, you're just like, oh, it's computer animated.
Well, at the very first shot of him, I thought was chilling when like he's got the flashlight on his gun and he like points it and they're all kind of like hunched over, like going. And you see the back of them.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you see them for real, you're like, come on, it's lame.
Yeah.
Oh man. But
might as well be a pack of Jar Jar Binks.
Unless I'm gonna eat you.
Oh my gosh, that would be a horror movie. I'd like to see.
Yeah, it sounds like a nightmare. But back on Let the Right One In, the remake unfortunately delved way too far into the computer graphics, and it was so frustrating. Especially, the very first time she attacks someone, the guy that's jogging by or something like that. It doesn't have to be this crazy, oh, look at her flying all over him kind of thing. But that's what they did in the remake, and that sucked.
I concur. Anyway, Jared, would you like to tell everybody your top foreign film?
Yes, this is completely opposite of Michael's choice. My favorite foreign film is Amélie. Aw, how cute. Yeah, the sweet French film. It can only be described as cute. It's such a cute movie. I know it sounds lame to say, but I mean, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's just the girl is adorable. She's very lovable.
Audrey Tautou.
Yeah, she's awesome. Oh. She's like
very easy on the eyes.
Yeah, she's like our generation's Audrey Hepburn. Or yeah, that's who am I thinking? Am I thinking of Audrey Hepburn? Yeah, My Fair Lady. No, yeah. Okay, guys. For some reason, I thought of Katharine Hepburn. I was like, wait, no.
No.
Anyways, the movie is directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet, who also did City of Lost Children. He has a very strange style. It's very artistic. He's a very artistic auteur. The film just centers around her fixing the lives of everyone else but herself. And then, when people, try to help her out with her love life. And it's just such a lovely film. And it's so lovely, in fact, that my wife and I are going to name our first daughter Amélie whenever we have one. So, but highly recommend it. Go to the Redbox and get it or something, because it is probably one of the best foreign films ever made.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know what else to say about it. It was just a really good movie.
First time I saw it, it was such a stunning movie. The colors, are just so deep. As a graphic designer, I'm always like, ooh, color, but this movie definitely is very warm and bright and just visually pleasing. And it's not no sort of like special thing about it other than just really, really good filming and cinematography. So
there's a lot of factors that made it really lovable. And even the intro sequence, the way it introduces characters, it does kind of like a little monologue, and it shows what each character likes, kind of like guilty pleasures and just random little quirky things about each character. Like, oh, this is Audrey Poulain, and she loves skipping rocks and the sound of whatever. And, it's a really cool way to introduce your characters.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And, of course, the fish commit suicide in the movie, which I thought was the funniest thing I've ever seen. A lot of people don't really like reading subtitles, but I find it very enjoyable. So you need to stop being lazy, watch some foreign films, and definitely choose the ones that me and Mike have talked about today.
Yes, they're good ones. There's plenty of other good ones, too.
Yeah, that's for another time.
Yes.
Well, thanks for listening. This was our mini-cast. This is Michael and Jared signing off. Bye-bye.
Adios.